Hi friends, myself Sainath Lambade. Today we are going to discuss about the human female reproductive system. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the male reproductive system from the chapter reproduction in lower and higher animals. So today we are going to discuss the human female reproductive system. The female reproductive organs or genitalia are divided into external and internal organ. So in the today's lecture we are just going to discuss about the external genitalia. In the next lecture we'll discuss about the internal genitalia. This has been divided into two parts, external genitalia and internal genitalia. This external genitalia comprises of vestibule, labia minora, clitoris, labia majora, mons pubis, hymen, greater vestibular glands, and breast. Labia minora, then clitoris, labia majora, and mons pubis. These four comprises and this forms a vulva. Collectively, these four things are called as labia majora, labia minora, mons pubis, and clitoris, collectively known as a vulva. This covering or wrapping the pudendum, that is also covering or wrapping of the pudendum. First of all, we'll see about the labia majora. These are the outermost two folds which are mainly present in the external genitalia of the females. These are the pair of fleshy folds of skin forming the boundary of vulva. These are the boundary lines of the vulva. They are homologous to the structure of the scrotum. They are homologous to the structure of the scrotum. As we discuss in the scrotum, that scrotum is having the presence of testes of the male. They surround and protect the other parts of external genitalia and enclose the urethral and vaginal opening in the vestibule. Followed by this or after the media, these two outermost fold, there is having the thin folds that are called as a labia minora. These are the another pair of thin folds inner to the labia majora, with which they merge posteriorly to form a forecheat. Posteriorly they are merged and they form a forecheat, while towards anterior end covering into the hood like covering around, that is called as a clitoris. They forms a hood like covering and forms a clitoris. Mons pubis, it is a fleshy elevation above the labia majora. Mons pubis is a fleshy elevations above the labia majora, and the mons pubis and the outer part of labia majora shows a pubic hairs. That shows a pubic hairs. After this, we are going to discuss about this clitoris. Clitoris is a small cone-like structure, conical and sensitive projections lying at the anterior end of labia minora. This clitoris is present at the anterior end of labia minora, and this is homologous to the penis of the male because it has a erectile tissues in the clitoris. It is a pair of erectile tissues, that is the corpora cavernosa, and is homologous to the penis. As in the male, the penis get erect as compared to the female. In the female, that clitoris get erected because that is having the presence of erectile tissue, that is a corpora cavernosa. Vestibule, that is a depression between the two labia majora. Labia majora, there is having the centrally depression part, that is called as a vestibule, and it is a median vertical depression. Vertically means straightly, that is having a depression like a vertical, and these are having the outer two folds that are known as a labia majora, and this depression that is known as a vestibule. This depression is known as a vestibule. These outer folds are called as a labia majora, and these are outer folds, two folds. So this, it is a medianly present and vertical, straight this vertically depression, and vulva enclosing the urethral and vaginal opening. There are having the two openings, urethral and vaginal opening in this vestibule. Hymen, the opening of vagina into the vestibule, is called as a vaginal orifice. The opening of vagina into the vestibule, that is a vaginal orifice, and this opening is covered partially by the folds of mucous membrane called as a hymen. This vaginal opening is partially covered by this mucosal membrane, covered by mucous membrane, and they are known as a hymen. Then accessory glands or vestibular gland or the Bartholin's gland. It is a pair of glands homologous to the bulbourethral or the Cowper's gland, which is present in the male, and they open into the vestibule and release a lubricating fluid. As similar to the male is having the bulbourethral or the Cowper's gland, as similar gland in the female, that are the accessory gland or vestibular gland or Bartholin glands. They open vestibule in the release the lubricating fluid. Now we are going to last point about the external genitalia, that is mammary glands. Mammary glands, a accessory organ of female reproductive system and release of milk after the parturition. Mammary gland do the secretion of milk, and this secretion of milk arises as the parturition or the baby gets born. Development of the mammary gland occurs at the puberty. Whatever the development of mammary gland takes place when the puberty takes place in the female, under the influence of estrogen and progesterone hormone. Under the influence of estrogen and progesterone, lactotropic hormone, that is the LTH or the prolactin, help in the development of lactiferous tubules during the pregnancy. When the female is pregnant, at that time what will happen? This lactiferous tubules will get developed under the influence of lactotropic hormone. Then after this, the another slide, the mammary glands are pair of rounded structure present in the subcutaneous. Subcutaneous means that is a below the skin. The upper layer is the skin layer, and below the skin there is having the presence of subcutaneous tissue of the anterior thorax in the pectoral region from the rib second to the sixth rib. The mammary glands are present from the rib number 2 to rib number 6. These mammary glands of the females are present. They are modified sweat glands. This mammary gland is nothing but they are the modified sweat glands. Each mammary gland contain fatty connective tissues. They are having the presence of very important fatty connective tissue and numerous lactiferous ducts. These are lactiferous ducts, means milk bearing ducts. Then the glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 to 20 irregularly shaped mammary lobes. The glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 to 20 irregular shape of the mammary lobes, and each lobe is having the presence of alveolar gland, and this alveolar gland will do the secretion of milk, which is stored in the lumen of alveoli, and alveoli opens into the tubules, and these tubules of each lobule join to form the mammary duct, and this mammary ducts joins to form the wider ampulla. As you see these are having the presence of lobules. These are 15 to 20 lobes are present in the mammary gland, and these are having the presence of, I will draw one alveoli for you. These are the alveolar structure, and these are having the alveolar tubules. This many more, these tubules will join to the mammary duct. This is a mammary duct, and these are the alveoli. alveoli are lined by the alveolar cells, and this do the alveolar gland cells, and this will do the secretion of milk, and this milk is stored in this passage that is the lumen of the alveolus. So wider, and this will lumen are having the presence of alveolar tubules, and this alveolar tubule will join to the main duct, that is mammary duct, and this mammary duct will open into the wider part that is called as the ampulla region, that is the ampulla part, and this ampulla will open into the lactiferous tubules. These are the ampulla parts. See this swollen part, these are the ampulla region, these are mammary ducts open into the this, and these are the lactiferous ducts, that is a mere milk bearing ducts. So this mammary ducts joins to form the wider ampulla, which is connected to the lactiferous duct, and these converge towards the nipple. They are converted towards the nipple and located near the tip of the breast, that are present at the tip of the breast, and it is surrounded by the dark brown colored circular area of the skin. That circular dark brown color skin is called as a areola, that is called as a areola. This is one question that might be asked. During the pregnancy, mammary glands developed and called Montgomery gland. During the pregnancy, these mammary glands develop in the size, and they are called as a Montgomery gland. Strands of connective tissues called as a suspensory ligaments. They are having the presence of this connective tissue, and they are called as a suspensory ligament or the Cooper's gland. They are Cooper's, Cooper, Cooper's gland. This diagram for you, this is the darkened, this is the nipple part, and these are surrounded by the some dotted part, and these are called as the sebaceous gland, and this sebaceous gland do the secretion of oil, and that will soften the nipple, that will avoid the nipple from the cracking. So this oil is secreted by this sebaceous gland. These are present in the dotted dark circle of the areola region of the mammary gland. So this diagram for you, this is a rib cuts, and this is the pectoralis major muscle, and this pectoralis major muscles, and then followed by this is a part of the lungs, and these are the rib cuts, and these are the intercostal muscles. These are the intercostal muscles, and this is mammary gland, and at the side area of the there is having the fatty tissues present, that is also having the suspensory ligaments, and these are the alveolus. These alveolus are open into the mammary tubules, and this mammary tubules will together join to the mammary ducts, and this mammary ducts will going to open into the, that is the ampulla region. This is swollen part, and this ampulla will open into the lactiferous duct. These lactiferous ducts are having the presence of milk bearing duct, and this will open into the nipple region. Followed by this last part, that is breast, about the breast cancer. The symptom, first symptom of the breast cancer is the lump in the breast. Lump means what? That is a piece or the mass of indefinite size and shape. Mass, that is a one kind of a mass that is may be present in the breast or in the underarm region. So lump is a painless swelling of all the part of the breast, skin irritation, breast or nipple pain, or the nipple retractions. Retraction means the nipple is not coming outward, it inverts, it is inverted inward instead of outward. Redness, scaliness or thickening of the nipple or the breast skin. Detection, we can do the detection of the breast cancer. Nowadays the breast cancer has been increased in the more amount than detection, that is a mammogram by the X-ray, then ultrasound or the MRI, biopsy or the blood test. Treatment for this, radiation therapy, chemotherapy, then lumpectomy or mammoplasty. Weaning means what? Mother milk is replaced by the solid food after some time. That is known as a weaning. Thank you.